Hello everybody, Ken Heinz here, HFR President with the HFRI 500 October Performance Snapshot. October was an exciting month, really a sharp reversal of what we saw in September. September we saw equity markets decline sharply and bond yields rise. In October we saw equity markets recovery and the US yield curve flatten with short-term rates continuing to rise while long-term rates fell. Hedge fund performance was positive in the month of October, led by equity hedge and event-driven strategies, though all strategies were positive. And it's exciting to report that for the first time in history, with the gains in October, total capital invested in the hedge fund industry now exceeds $4 trillion, which is a historic milestone for the industry. As I mentioned in the previous slide, total capital invested in the hedge fund industry globally now exceeds $4 trillion. And this is an exciting milestone to the industry. You see HFR has been tracking this going all the way back to 1990. And it's particularly interesting when we think about the fact that in early 2020, at the beginning of the quarantine, hedge fund capital fell sharply in the first quarter of 2020 to be below $3 trillion. So you've seen over $1 trillion of recovery since March of 2020. HFRI 500 performance in October was led by equity hedge strategies. You see here the HFRI 500 equity hedge index gained 2.25%, nearly 2% for event-driven strategies, 1 2/3% for the overall composite, and nearly 1.5% for the HFR 500 macro index. And you recall, October was a month where we saw equities rise sharply, but at the same time you saw short-term interest rates rise while long-term interest rates fell. Drilling one level deeper into the HFR 500 performance, you can see that was led by the HFR 500 equity hedge quantitative directional index, which gained over 6.1%. Similarly, the activist index gained over 3%, while the CTA index, the HFR 500 macro systematic diversified index, gained 2.75%. A lot of these strategies were supported by strong performance of the equity markets, the flattening of the yield curve, and the strong commodity markets which prevailed in the month of October. Taking a slightly longer view of time, we see that many of the trends which have dominated in the month of October have also been the powerful drivers of performance throughout the year, with performance led by the HFR 500 event-driven index of 14.25%, nearly 12% gain in equity hedge, the overall composite up 10.7%. Really, it's been similar themes I think earlier in the year you had more of an equity beta environment, which was also true in the month of October, but more recently, more of the drivers of performance have been related to rising interest rates and increases in expected inflation, as well as strong commodity market gains, which have been the case over the last few months. As I mentioned in the previous slide, commodities are the leading area of hedge fund performance for 2021. You can see here the HFRI macro commodity index has gained 31.4%. That actually tops the strong performance of the NASDAQ composite. And you see similarly strong areas of top sub-strategy performance include HFRI 500 activists up 19.5%, 15.3% for distressed, and nearly 19% in the energy basic materials area. These are all strongest areas of performance by sub-strategy in the first 10 months of 2021. So as many of you know, we got a lot of great information on the HFR 500 on our website and through other information portals. If you're watching this video, you know that we do monthly regular videos on the HFR 500 performance. And if you're watching this video, please also subscribe to the channel. It's very helpful. Also, we encourage you to visit www.hfr.com. A lot of great information on the HFR 500 there. And we really would like you to go to and download the investor guidebook. It has a tremendous amount of information on the HFR 500 and how it really comprises a solution for institutions with regard to benchmarking hedge fund performance. And as always, if you have questions or you want to set up a call with me, please feel free to email me directly or at hfr500@hfr.com. Thanks, and look forward to speaking next month.